Red passion. Embrace the mix.
Campari red passion, full action, this is red passion. Embrace the mix, add Campari, make it turn and twist. Add your chaser in your drink, Campari red passion, make the nicest mix. Campari!
Campari red passion. Embrace the mix. Must be 18 years or older to drink. Drink responsibly.
Man, woman, tired of the invasive, painful old methods of testing prostate and breasts?
The Institute of Health and Fitness Clinic and Wellness Center offers comprehensive and non-invasive diagnostic testing, which indicates the nature and extent of diseases and tests your nutritional levels. Our quick testing can identify early signs of problems by evaluating many of the bodily functions, such as male and female sexual function, gastrointestinal function, liver function, kidney function, thyroid function, heart and brain function, and also cancer testing. Results are comparable with other medical lab tests without the use of needles or embarrassing specimen cups, and is pain-free. We also offer all natural treatments. Visit us now at number 79 St. Vincent Street, Tunapuna, or call 492-7397 or 289-6363.
And everybody let me hear ya. Let me have you ask, why eat other snacks when sunshine has the best for you? Nature's best buns so crunchy. The flavor that sings to you, salted, plantain, taste the freshness, naturally sweet. The flavor that sings to you.
Ayo, nature's best bunch.
The time is now 8 a.m. This time check is sponsored by Lambeau Credit
Father's
Union.
Day, we
Always
making
here
it
for you.
messy, just how Dad likes it. Buy any messy sandwich on the KFC app for just $34.95. And you could win a 75-inch smart TV, a barbecue grill, or a wireless sound bar. Crunch it, drip it, gift it. Promotion ends June 11. Only at KFC, it's finger-licking
mega deals
good.
at Furniture Plus. Come enjoy massive savings store-wide today. Get up to 50% off mattresses, up to 45% off living room furniture, up to 40% off bedroom furniture, up to 25% off appliances, up to 20% off electronics, and much more. Buy now, pay later with affordable hire purchase plans. Plus, earn Caribbean Airlines. Travel miles when you shop with us. All Furniture Plus stores open today. Hurry in. These deals won't last.
Hi, I'm Valentine Garcia.
And I'm Nikki Garcia.
Please join us on the Final Hour broadcast every Thursday at 9 a.m. on The Street 919 FM radio.
Every week we will journey into the amazing Word of God. So please join us.
See you then.
Trinidad, let's do it.
White Oak One Caribbean Music Festival.
Indian Arrival Holiday Weekend.
Saturday, May 31st at the Queen's Park Savannah, Port of Spain, Trinidad. Coming to shake the Queen's Park Savannah.
From Ghana,
mega superstar Molly.
Dealing with the body, of course. Oh, you're dealing with the boss. If we break up, yeah, you know that it's a lie.
The king of dancehall, Vibes Cartel.
Rub it and you rub it and you rub it and you rub it like a genie in a buckle. Them love.
The Queen of Steam, Lady Lava.
Lady Lava.
Get your tickets now.
Secure your spot online at islandetickets.com, frontlineticketing.com, or onecaribbeanmusicfestival.com. Call 794-6263.
White Oak One Caribbean Music Festival. Saturday, May 31st at the Queen's Park Savannah.
Powered by California Stucco. Sponsored by FT Car Care Center and B-Mobile.
Just rewind, let me shake it to the max.
The mid-year loan explosion is on at the Mount Pleasant Credit Union. Don't delay. Apply today for any of our loan packages from $20,000 all the way to $100,000. Mid-year loan promotion. Get a chance to spin the wheel for your rate and a chance to win gift certificate prizes. The third prize, $2,000 worth of groceries. Second prize, $3,500 worth of power tools. And
the views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but it's happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Think you've got the spark to light up the air.
Grand uprising, my people. God's morning to everyone. God's morning. Grand uprising. Hope everyone is doing fantabulous. And continue to shade under the golden branches of the Creator's love, care, and protection. So grand uprising again, man. Tobago. What's going on? Good morning to people of Trinidad and Tobago. Blessed morning to the world, globally, internationally. Good morning to everyone, and thank you for locking on to the Street 91.9, where your boy, who is the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, bring you information on health, and today is no different. So keep locking on. I have some important information here for you this morning, as it pertains to I want to talk about the power of cholesterol and testosterone. I want to talk about that. So for those of you who have, and I say this respectfully, selective memory, please have a pen and a paper, and then you can make little notes, and then you can give me a call after the show. All right, my phone numbers are as follows: 736-3962, 736-3962. or 709-8450, 709-8450. That's the healthiest corner on earth. That's my number. Now, if you want to participate in the show by just giving me a contribution, 342-0081. That's in the studio, all right? 342-0081. You're more than willing to call in and interrupt me temporarily. Please let that phone call or message be analogous to the program I'm having, all right? So 466-5391 is the other number. 342-0081 and 466-5391. 466-5391. Call in, all right? I offer a free consultation every time. My office hours are 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, Saturday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sunday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. as well. I'm doing some work in Tobago currently, so you can hook up. Just call me and I'll put your appointment where it is supposed to be. I'll shift it around, all right? Got tons of appointment that I'm taking care of in Tobago as well. So good morning, my Tobago people. What go on this morning, man? Dallas Ford, good morning to you. Blessed morning, blessed morning, blessed morning. Doggy Cut, all them boys in Dallas. Pedro, good morning to you all, man. Andy Orr, good morning to everybody in Dallas Ford, man. The crew, Bay Road crew. The John family, my cousin them, good morning to you. Michael, best walk on, brethren. Blessings, blessings, blessings. And good morning to my siblings. Lynette, blessed morning to you, sweetheart. I love that pie you made for your brother. You're the boss. Thank you so much for that. Good morning. Joe Blunt, what's going on, my brother? Good morning, Kerry. How you doing, bro? Malik, good morning. Allison, good morning. Mom, good morning. Pops, continue to sleep in eternal power. Bo Rich, the dancer boy, what's going on, brother? Wax Dog Junior, although he's a senior, he's just a junior to the Wax Dog. Good morning, my brother Kenneth. Good morning to you. Good morning, Vanny. Good morning, Cheyenne. And good morning, Josiah. And to Mr. and Mrs. Josiah, good morning to y'all. Special folks, good morning, good morning, good morning. Blessings, my brother Andy Daniel. Good morning to you, my brother. It was nice. Always a pleasure hearing from you, man. We go way, way, way back. That's why you got to represent all the time. Andy. The Wax Dog Senior. That name can't be hidden from anybody. You're just one of those brothers. You keep it real. You are the same way all the time, and much love and respect to you, man. I tip my hat to you, man. So good morning to you. Brother Brassy, good morning to you. Good morning to everyone. Good morning, good morning. Boach Dancer Boy, what go on, brethren? Hope all is well, man. And you continue to shade under the golden branches of the power, the Creator's power and care. My Trini Passy, always. Angie, good morning to you, sweetheart. Blessed morning. Long time no hear, no see, but that's all good. Mr. and Mrs. Santa Cruz, Ryan, blessed morning to you all. Good morning. Fella! And Mom, good morning to you. All the love in the world. My brother, Jason McPhee, what's going on, my brother? Hope all is well, man. Keep standing tall. Frem, Keith O'Neill, what's going on, brother? Frem, all right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, here's the deal. I'm going to jump into some stuff just now, but let me just give a little more greetings here. Pernella, good morning. Pernella, good morning to you. Good morning, Tonal. How are you this morning? Blessed morning to you. Denise, blessed morning, my dear. Good morning and good morning. Have yourself a fabulous day. Now, just now, let me just double check WhatsApp to see if anybody just quickly locked on there. All right, thus far. Okay, cool. Right, so good morning, Miss Cynthia Aaron in Atlanta. Good morning. All my New York posse, good morning to you all. All, you know who you are. My New York and Atlanta posse, California, good morning to you. Canada, good morning. That is where they are. And even in England, you all know who been locking on. You all know. Good morning to you all. Blessed morning to our police officers out there. Good morning to you guys. Keep standing tall. Good morning to our Army Regiment. Good morning. Good morning to our Coast Guards. Blessed morning to you. Fire officers. Blessed morning to you guys. Keep standing tall. We need all of you guys. All right? Together we aspire. Together we achieve. If we live that way, everybody will be fine. So love in the house with that. Good morning, Scrappy. Good morning, my brother. I got to talk to you about Scrappy later on in the program with the juices and stuff like that. And we're going to have a different location soon. That's coming. That's coming. That's coming. Scrappy juice, as I told you guys before, pure, unadulterated, pure fruit juice. It has no powder there. Please don't go and ask for no cokes and no other of those, you know what I mean? Synthetic juice. Don't do that. And don't go and ask for cigarette there either. You're probably going to get blowout. Don't do that. That's very, it's in a very insidious way, it's very disrespectful. You don't know that, but it is. All right, so good morning again. And blessings, blessings, blessings. One more thing before I move on is good morning to Tash. Tash, you know, I hope I send you this this link. I hope if it's not there now, I will send it to you later. That Juve ban is gonna happen. You're a real taste woman. Yeah, we'll talk about that more. MVP mass going on. Listen, going on coming October. All right, stay tuned. My cousin Anthony Frank, man, it's always a good thing. My brother just came to see me yesterday. I'm watching this brother and say, "How you look so familiar, man? This man, familiar." You know, the man is my family. But this is what has happened sometimes. Deep in your essence, you feel certain things. Cool, brother. This brother is the image. I wouldn't say he's the spit image of Van, but you can tell this is my first cousin. Boy, life is something else, yes, boy? Life is something else. Life is something else. Really, really. Cousin, good morning to you, man. Blessed morning. More of that. And make sure you bring Pops to see me, eh? All right? Because you see them offspring of Johnny Johnson. Ah, boy. Anyway, enough of that. Enough said. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning, I want to talk to the brothers directly. It's not that I'm leaving out the ladies or anybody else, but I want to talk to the brothers directly with reference to this particular topic. And I want all the brothers who are listening now locked on. So good morning to all the Maxi Taxi Driver Champion. Good morning to you. All the Maxi, the brothers out there who doing it honestly and hustling. Good morning to you. And let me tell you something. Let me just say this real quick before I go on. Life, when you get into, when you make mishaps or mistakes in life, they are just that. It's life lessons. There are no mistakes in life. It's life lessons. You see, if you continue to do things that you sabotage who you are and what you want to become, well, then that's a stupid habit that is going to get you in trouble. And I can tell you from personal experience, that's going to be a dirty habit. But what I'm saying is that once you learn from the mishaps in life, because this is what life is about. So don't study the people who sit aside and want to talk all kind of dotishness when you make mishaps, because trust me, there's a worse than you. So don't listen to that cacophony. Block that out, all right? Okay, so I just wanted to put that in. So I want to talk to the brothers about this. Now, we meet to a certain age in life, and as men, what happens is, and I'm going to explain to you guys, listen very carefully, why the science would work or why it doesn't work. And how I speak a lot of times is I make cross references, and once you're listening carefully, you are able to connect the dots, right? And as I said before, because I talk confidently about a particular topic, it doesn't mean Mr. Johnson knows everything. No, it means I know what I am talking about, period. All right, so pay particular attention to this. Let me jump on the word cholesterol for a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, right? Because again, like I said, I'm talking to the brothers as well. The way our body is made up, our biochemistry, if we don't have cholesterol in our body, there's no cell. So let me start here right now for you. No cholesterol, no cells. No cells, no human being. Let me repeat that again. No cholesterol in the human body, right? Or if cholesterol didn't play in our evolution, because it's over 300,000 years Homo sapien walking this road, this planet, over 300,000 years. And if it wasn't for cholesterol, none of us would be here. Our ancestors we wouldn't be the offspring of our ancestors. So I want you to get that straight. Without cholesterol, there will be no cells. No human cells, no human being. Process that for a little bit. So that protracted narrative that people running up and down to take those things and talk about lower this and lower that, you can do that with your food. But let me just go on here, because I gave you a phone number, which is 736-3962 or 708-8450. You can have a consultation with me free. Call me and I can set that up for you. And like I said before, if you know the answers to the question you're going to ask me, please leave that spot for somebody else, because my consultation is free. An hour to an hour and 15 minutes, all right? And you can leave that for somebody who I want to learn from and who's willing to learn from me. So let's just put that aside for a little bit. No cells, no cholesterol. So let us deal with this now. There's something called BPA. BPA, it's bisphenol A. It's in almost every single plastic bottle on planet Earth right now. The plastics in those bottles, our water bottle, the containers that we have heating up in microwave, those things are endocrine disruptors. I want you guys to listen carefully to what I'm saying here, because we keep wondering all the time, as men, why our testosterone level is so low. As men, as soon as we hit 30 or 35, we can't perform the way we want to perform. And testosterone just doesn't only play the role in the bedroom. Testosterone gives you wholeness and wellness. It puts you in a great balance. It gives you a good mood. You're in a good mood. If you crabby all the time and making noise, you're in moody. You feel like you're, I don't want to use the word because I don't want to sound disparaging. I don't want to sound like Mr. Machismo and putting women in a particular label. But sometimes, you know, when women are on menopause, you can read up and see how they're behaving. So if you want to behave like that, you know it's because your testosterone level is off. And when we hit 30 to 35, testosterone drops about 1.5, between 1 to 1.5% every single year. It drops. And let me tell you something. The endocrine disruptors are our enemies when it comes to those things. So we are drinking bottled water and bisphenol A is in it. It is there. And that endocrine, it's like microplastic that messes with our testosterone level. It messes also with women, and it's proven. It's there. The science show that women who has breast cancer, it linked to that. Who has ovarian cancer, it linked to that. Men who has prostate, it linked to that. Heart issue, it links to that. And you find those things in plastic bottles. And there's also another chemical that's in the plastic bottle that messes with our testosterone. And we're wondering why we can't perform. We wonder why we're having problems. We wonder why we're in such bad moods. There's something called phthalates. Some people pronounce it phytates. But phthalates, it's spelled P-H-A-L-A-T-E-S. Let me spell it again for you guys, because you could go and look it up, and I'll tell you what I'm not going to go through everything, but I'll write it down because it's going to be of some good help to you. You see, when you know what builds testosterone in a man's body, you will also know what destroys it, right? So that's why I come in, and that's why you need to visit me. Let me spell it again for you. P-H-T-H-A-L-A-T-E-S. Write that down and go and research it. Now, that is in almost everything on the planet right now. It's in our perfume. It's in the things women use cosmetically. It's in hair product. It's in food. Papa, it's everywhere. And this is the reason why I try to talk to people about certain foods they're consuming, because on top of this, right, if we are consuming the foods that are nailing us, like the heterocyclic amines, the acrylamides, the phytates, the deuterium, glyphosate, and estrogene, if we are ingesting food like that, which we are, on top of these things that we have to deal with, we done. So if you could eliminate some, you can't avoid all, but if you can eliminate some of these things, it would be good for us. And for men, we think we can take one of the enhancing pill, the Cialis and the Viagra. We think we can do that and help. Here's the deal. You see, while that may increase blood flow, it cannot increase testosterone. Process that for a bit. It cannot increase testosterone. And I'm not knocking that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking that, because I could tell you guys right now, when it comes to Pfizer and Viagra, that came out, and I was living in New York at that time. That came out in 1998. I can never forget that. Every newspaper had it, because the original impetus with that was for people who had heart problems. Then they realized, it have another byproduct here, magic going on, and that's how it starts spreading. Okay? Go and read it and you'll see what's going on. Because when I talk about certain things, I talk about them because they're declassified, and I don't want to bring a radio station into disrepute with reference to certain things. But you see, if it's declassified, they can't come after you, because everybody can have access to it. You know what I'm saying? So I try to touch the things that are declassified, the things that are out there that you can just go on a computer, and once you search the right engine, things are going to start happening. There's something new that's coming out right now, which is Chat GPT. Many of you guys know how to use that and do what you need to do. That is very, very helpful in certain things. A lot of people are afraid of it, though, because it could make you lose your job, and people think that that is what's going to happen, because you can get something through Chat GPT, and I'm not promoting none for nobody. I'm just saying it's there. You can see it, and you can get certain things done that 20 people doing. You can get that done on that, for boom, like that, in less than 2 to 3 minutes. So that's the conundrum right there, and that's what I think most people sort of afraid of in that sense. But if you're good at what you do, then you don't have to worry about that. Anyhow, let me go on a little bit more. So the essence of these things in our foods knocking down our testosterone. Now let me just explain something to you again. If you have a brand new vehicle, you see, I like to describe things like this so I can reach everyone. Everyone is reachable if they want to be reachable. If you have a brand new car, brand new, and the car is designed, the spec of the engine, the sense of the engine is to work with gas. There ain't no amount of prayers you can pray and put diesel in there to make it work. Let me rest that down. If you have a car that is fairly workable, ageable, and the front ends of that vehicle start going, the front ends, the inner end, the outer end, the chakam bushing, the stabilizers, once they start going, your tire's going to cut, even if you put on brand new tires. You're following me thus far. Folks, you getting me? I'm sure you're following me thus far. Even if you put on brand new tires, you're still going to be in trouble because the tire going to be cut. Why? Because the stabilizer out. Here's the deal right now why I brought that parallel. When you use things like selenium for men protects those membranes in the testicles to help produce testosterone. You hear what I'm telling all you? The same botanical herbs that they say, oh, just stay away from them. Only listen carefully to what Mr. Johnson is saying. Because you see, when I bring this information to you, I am not bringing them because I want to make anybody else look bad. I am bringing them because I want to uplift you and elevate you to a level where you would be more responsible for your own health and culpable for your own health. Ain't nobody coming to save you. Okay, I try to explain those things to you guys. We cannot escape everything, but the things we can, let's do it. Listen to the message. Okay? Don't hate the player. Hate the game. All right. So, we need that selenium to help the membrane inside of the testicle in order to produce testosterone. You know why zinc is so important for men? You know why? It protects the testosterone from breaking down, from getting destroyed. That's why zinc is so important. Now here's the other part. Remember I told you guys from the front, from the onset of the program, that testosterone is not just for the bedroom, but the entire wellness of a man. It's what causes our voice to sound the way it does, like a man. And for women, it's the opposite. The opposite is true, which is estrogen. I just gave you guys some information with 2 chemicals that are endocrine disruptors. The phthalates and PBA, which is bisphenol A. That's the acronym. When that is inside of your body, which you are not stop using, I don't care what other good stuff you're using, you're wasting time. It's the reason why I brought all the parallel before with the cars and the diesel and that kind of stuff. So sometimes it's dangerous. It's even more dangerous with what we are not willing to eliminate more than what we are taking in. And that's the reason why I like to sit down and explain to people why we're going through the things we are going through. And listen to me, brother. I am by in no means a perfect man. I tell everybody, me ain't no perfect. Me ain't perfect, and I'm not nice. I just want you to listen good what I'm saying. I am not a perfect man, and I'm not a nice guy. I'm a good man. Just understand that. Nice people to say yes to everything. Even when you mean no, you're saying yes. And half of you gone just because you want to be nice. Y'all need to back up on that for a little bit, because that's not the essence of human. And if people around you love you, they won't encourage that nonsense. So the people who wants to be using you that way, they ain't your friend. They ain't nothing to you. So be woke. Pay attention to details and pattern recognition. That's what you got to do. Right? Stop judging. Let me go on. So here we are, down the road, dealing with these things and don't understand the importance of the herbs and the important role it plays. So I explained to you with zinc. There's something else that's extremely important that we don't, and everything I call here, trust me, it must work synergistically with other things, meaning it must work in conjunction with that. I told you guys already, I beat in my chest with this because I do my research. I do my research. I look at the herbs. I compartmentalize the herbs and the type of stuff that it does when it is synergistically linked with something else. Like, for instance, when you're using adenosine collaboramin, which is B12, with folate, I'm not talking about folic acid, with folate, magic happens. When you use K2 with vitamin D3, magic happens. So you have to know the synergistics. You use calcium with magnesium, magic happens. And this is the deal. So I know this. This is my forte. I beat my chest with this. That's why I know if someone comes to me, I don't care what your chronic diseases are or is at that particular time, whatever that chronic disease is that permeating your body, that creating that pathology that's there, I can deal with the physiology, which is the cause of it, and stop and not dealing with the symptoms. What I'm doing here is giving your body the immune system real firepower to fight, because the body was designed to heal itself. If that wasn't the case, none of us would be here today with the kind of things that we're facing all along. We won't be here, right? Let's face it. It's designed to heal itself. But with the barrage of the type of foods that we have access to is what creating all these problems for us. And I want you guys again to understand this, because you guys believe you can pray all those stupidness away when you start getting sick. You believe you can call a pastor inside, and yes, I say that unapologetically, when all these things happening to you, and then could pray that away. And when that don't work and you're closer 1 foot to the grave, you say it's Obia and voodoo. Yes, I'm saying that unapologetically too, because I do keep it real. And I'm fearless when I dispensating information that I know some of us are afraid to talk about. Some of us are afraid to admit. Some of us, we rather avoid the truth for safety. This is the stupidest thing we can do. You cannot be in protection mode and growth mode at the same time. It's not going to happen. You just cannot. I'm not saying that you aren't supposed to protect yourself, because if you don't, you become food for something else. What I'm saying is, get uncomfortable, because that's where growth happens. Nobody grows when you're comfortable. Aging is the aggressive pursuit of comfort. Let me repeat that again for you. Aging is the aggressive pursuit of comfort. Everybody wants to get comfortable. You age faster. We want to park the closest because we don't want to walk. We want the best thing, everything, because we don't want to walk. Everything, it's just this psychological boomerang to make you feel you're into something. It's called the illusion. In my world, it's called the illusion of inclusion. All you feel are strained, I know I'm not strained. All you connect the dots. Connect the dots. It's passion rolling on here. And sometimes I just really grandstand. But like I tell you guys sometimes when I get passionate, boy, the voice just elevate. And I tell you guys, I'll tell the world. That is something I really don't like about myself. But I'm trying to change that. No? I'm really trying. So let bear with me in that sense. So here it is now. Another thing I want to talk about that would support men and our testosterone. As I said before, the opposite is true. When we eat certain foods, the two that I just called, they mimic estrogen. What that means is that your body starts producing, as a man, it starts producing more estrogen than is required. Remember, as a man, we may have 95%. And I'm only calling this number off my head because I never did it in numbers, right? We may have, let's say 95, 98%, 0.5 testosterone, and the other 0.25 or the other 0.2 is, how you want to put it, is estrogen. That's what makes up men. For women, the opposite is true. It's going to be 98-point-something% estrogen and a little bit testosterone. So for most women, when testosterone starts overpowering the estrogen, a lot of women have facial hair, their voice deepens, and a lot of things can go wrong with reference to that, because it's not designed. There's no predisposition for a woman to be looking like no man. It's either you're a woman or you're a man. Okay? Period. Right. And I'm not saying this to outing anybody. Anybody can live their life they want. And I know they like to pick apart things. I'm just saying I am bringing context to what I'm speaking about here. I am contextualizing my topic. Okay? So please, those who are sensitive and ready to jump out, go back inside. All right. So here we are with these different type of chemicals. There are another thing that can help us, other things. For men, I am sure most men would have heard of maca. Maca root, or black maca. If maca ain't come from Peru, it ain't real. And there's something, black maca. Come by me, you get all that. We could talk about that. You could call in and talk about that. But don't feel that, and let me just say this, let me go back a little bit. You see, in the morning, because I see it every day, I pay attention to everything. Me and my brother was hanging out in a particular area, and I said to him, I'm going to count the amount of brothers I see here with extended stomach, because brothers walking around with big guts, like nothing, they don't care nothing about anything. And they would give me stupid talk about a good tool, need a good shed, and all them kind of foolish talk, right? But me and my brother was hanging out in a particular area, and I said, in half an hour, I'm going to count how many brothers I see here with extended stomach. Listen, I am sure before 15 minutes was up, I count 42. Because man, blissfully unaware, they don't really care. And here's the reason. For most things, if you're not paying attention, it's not really your fault per se, right? I'm not saying you're not supposed to accept responsibility. What I'm saying is that a lot of us who aren't woke, for instance, I'm driving to the studio this morning and I'm seeing people line up for a particular staple that we produce here. You see, if that staple was produced in proper oil, I would forgive it. It's not going to forgive you with the oil that's been used, period. So you could talk all you want, jump around all you want, it's not going to help you with that. But what I'm saying is that they have to make their money, and the foods that they have access to make it convenient for you to just go and pick that up and go into work. And not being aware that this is going to give you a lot of brain fog in work and create a whole bunch of stuff. You're tired, you're lethargic, and that stuff, because that food will shoot your insulin level up through the roof, and it will take a long while before it comes down. Right? That's another issue. And when the insulin shoots up through that roof, it's going to create real problem for you. It's not the blood sugar, it's the insulin. All right? So let me move on. So for us, we consume these type of things that constantly hammers our testosterone level and the endocrine system. That's why sometimes we just don't feel like we want to have any intimacy as men. We can't communicate properly. We are alone by ourselves. We depress. A lot of times people don't know what a man has to face and go through, because you're getting pressure from society. You might get pressure within your immediate family, and you're getting pressure within your own self. And then that psychological part of you, when you can't perform, that is double whammy. And we got to be aware that these things are creep up on us. They crept up on us through the type of foods that we eat. Just come on a few minutes. Let me just check my WhatsApp, see if anybody... all right. Thus far, I think most people just locked on. Yes. Okay. Fayuwaki Balas. Only men in that group will know what I'm talking about there. Right. So... let me go back. So at the end of the day, this is the deal. We have access to these things, and we're not sure why. We're not aware of what's in them. So in a way, it's not our fault per se. It's just the manufacturers out there that put the stuff in it, the sugar to make it palatable. We are just eating husk. We are eating sweetened cardboards all the time. We are eating sweetened plastics. We microplastics and all those things, like I said before. Could it contribute to prostate cancer? Why is prostate cancer so high? We need to stop drinking bottled water. You don't know how long it stayed there. Produce your own water. It's a problem for us. But then again, it's convenient. You understand what I'm saying? So you see the conundrum that we're in. Here, what we don't realize. The prison, the invisible prison we create and complain about, we help build that. We complain about our health, we're not feeling well. We build that. We complain about how things are in our country. We build that. Because when things don't go right with the people at the top, we sit down and take it, no problem. We build that. We are a society that operates, that oscillates. Let me move operate. That oscillates between dormant and explosive. Let me repeat that again. We are living, and again I say this respectfully and unapologetically, we are in a society that oscillates between dormant and explosive. The things we're supposed to make noise about, we quiet like a lamb. The things we are supposed to be quiet like a lamb about and process, we make noise. Commerce. I will leave that right there. Gentlemen, when it comes to eggs, if you eat eggs every day, the same egg that they are talking about, don't eat the eggs, it's kind of cholesterol in it. If you eat the minimum of 2 eggs every day, call Mr. Johnson. If your testosterone level and raise up, call Mr. Johnson. I eat my shoes with ketchup and mustard, providing you remove some of the other things I talk about and add the things that I also spoke to you about, or make a phone call to Mr. Johnson, which is 736-3962 or 709-8450. I will guide you through that. Again, let me just say this. My brethren always telling me, you on your radio program, this and this and this, you're on the air very often. Why don't you just tell people this will work for you? Tell people how old you are. Well, I'm just going to let you guys know again. Let me start saying it. September 29th, I'll be 6 decades, 0.5. So for those of you who are not mathematically inclined, that is 65 years young. All right? So obviously, there's something that I know that most of us don't know. And this is what I always say. In this life, we all need each other to be each other. Without each other, we're not each other. We need each other. We could never be each other. We need, because we learn from one another. Even if it's a demise, we still learn from one another. But I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the cacophony out there, when it comes to the noise, when it comes to the consensus, like the consensus, like, hey, well, that is what they tell me. Hold on, here, boy. I have a call? Put it through. Caller, good morning, you're live.
Morning, Mr. Jones. In regards to the consumption of the egg, right? Are you but I don't eat yellow boiled eggs this morning.
Wait, just my brother, hold on. Sorry to interrupt you. Run that again by me.
I use eggs this morning, but I don't consume the yellow.
You don't consume the yellow. All right.
What would it be? Would it have this benefit?
All right. You're kind of breaking up, but I get where you're going from. Listen off here. I want you to come off here. I'm giving you a few seconds to come off here, and I want you to listen to me carefully. He off? All right. I love that question, my brother, because you spoke or speak for a barrage of people. Let me explain something to you, my dear brother. Not using the yellow of an egg, you're not eating an egg. You're not eating an egg. And this is why I want to explain to everyone the protein, the balance in egg, that 1-to-1 mix of fat to protein by mass, eggs is divine. You have to understand our evolution understood why we're here, and it provides those things through our creator. These are things didn't happen by guess, they're not by opinion. These are things that are divine, that's in our essence. For men, if we don't eat eggs and eat eggs with the yellow, don't study that foolish talk out there about eggs and yellow. We need that. I just explained at the beginning of my program. I just explained. Without cholesterol in our body, there is no cells. With no cells, there are no human being. If we don't have cholesterol in our body, Papa, let me put it in the big way. You're not make testosterone. Let me say it again. If we not get cholesterol in our body, we not make testosterone. Let me say it again. Without cholesterol in the human body, you cannot make testosterone. That's not even up for discussion. It is scientifically proven. It's part of our biochemistry. The one that creates us, our entire body, is loaded with cholesterol in the most beautiful of manner. Hence the reason why cholesterol is light, it's hydrophilic and it's hydrophobic, means it can float. This cargo has to be transported throughout the body to different parts of the body, because the cells, the trillions of cells that we have in our body, not every cell has the ability to synthesize itself to make it enough cholesterol. We transport it. I want you guys to listen carefully to what I'm saying. Let me punctuate it by this. If all of the human beings in this world, or most of us, becomes more enlightened and more woke where our health is concerned, I said this before and I'll say it again. If we are more woke, because what we are fed with every day is engineered ignorance, programming. If we become more woke, bank going and crash, insurance company going and crash, the pharmaceutical industry going and crash. I will leave that right there. I ain't going to tell you no more. Because those things are predicated upon our ignorance. While some people live rich, it's only because some people are suffering. You're telling people eggs and cholesterol is bad for your body, when the creator, the one that creates us, give our body the ability to make cholesterol through the liver. My brother, you pulled me into this morning. And this is what I call engineered ignorance. It's not your fault. And it's programming, which isn't your fault as well. But if you pay attention to details and pattern recognition, you would see how the upper echelon stays in power. Eat eggs, my brother, till you start to resemble eggs. That 1-to-1 mix of fat to protein by mass, it have nothing on the planet to beat eggs in that particular protein. Now here the deal is, every different, wherever the protein comes from, whether it's a chicken protein, a fish protein, an egg protein, a plant protein, every protein carry a different structure. And a lot of times therein lies the problem, because for some protein, you have what you call casein and what you call gluten. And gluten is dangerous to a lot of our stomach. So you see the conundrum when it comes to eggs, ain't getting that. If you eat 20 eggs, no insulin is coming out because nothing in there to spike. It's bioavailable, your body going and digest it real quick, and the next thing, you may do flatulence if you can't digest dairy properly, you're gonna have flatulence, right? That's obvious. Your body will expel that wind. What I'm saying is that no insulin level is going to spike nowhere. You're getting massive amount of energy and you're cognitive. So the people who badmouth egg, with that imprecise language, have no clue what they're talking about. What they say, and this is the same thing, and listen what I'm saying, and I mean no insult, pun intended. No insult. Tell me you buy a donkey from a man in the country and you have a B14 engine on the donkey. He put a B14 engine on the donkey and the donkey walking with the B14 engine. You see how nonsensical and stupid that song? That's exactly how that song, when people telling you, don't eat eggs because don't eat the cholesterol, don't eat the yellow in it. So brother, it's not your fault. Eat eggs till they start to resemble eggs. Our brains is made from cholesterol. Our sexual hormones from cholesterol. The cells from cholesterol. Everything is made from cholesterol, brother. Our central nervous system is made from cholesterol. We don't have no cholesterol, no testosterone, Palus. No testosterone. A man will be walking around like a female. That's not a good thing, bro. I digress. Let me just double check here and see what is going on. Hey, Marlon, good morning, my brother. How you doing, Don? How you doing? How you doing? Everything cool? Marlon, my brethren. Hey, give Curtis my regards, man. I haven't heard from him in a while. So give him my regards. All right, Marlon? Love in the house, bro. If you have any questions or whatever it is, you can always, that. You can always shout me, my brother. All right, so again, I just wanted to punctuate these things that as men, we're struggling with these things. We're struggling with testosterone. Many guys who are at 35 years old, based on the type of foods we having, that loaded with estrogen and phytates and those things, like I told you before, we are struggling. We are struggling. A man at the age of 30 and 35 is having problems with his testosterone level. He having problem with intimacy because of the type of foods that are available to us, and we're not paying attention to details. I beg of you guys, man. I beg of you. Selenium, which protects the testicle, the membranes of the testicle. I talk about the glycocalyx in the human body. The glycocalyx is the membrane that protects our cells. If that's destroyed, we're in problems. We have trillions of cells in our body, and those trillions of cells are divided into 200 different types of cells. Those 200 different types of cells thereabout are responsible for different things. And when we lack the ability to put raw materials into our body / botanical herbs, botanical medication or raw materials, when we fail to do that, these cells express themselves chronically. So your problem ain't come from no voodoo. Your blood pressure ain't come from that. It comes from a lack of raw materials. It comes from a lack of metallation. Your body's inability to refine a raw material. Most of your disease ain't come from no hereditary. It ain't come from that. It comes from metallation. Your body, the people you come from, has a problem refining a particular raw materials, and that could be fixed by putting the right one inside of it. We get tied up on cobweb. We getting tied up on cobweb. How you allow cobweb, a big human being like you, how you allow cobweb to tie you up? Let me just say this again. The endocrine system, once it's disrupted, we are in plenty trouble, and it's been disrupted constantly. Let me rephrase it. It's been disrupted consistently, constantly. And we need to pay attention to these things. Right, most of us know what the lymphatic system is, right? Most of us knows. The lymphatic system is that part of our body that cleanses itself. A lot of times, we talk about lymph node and things. Sometimes your tonsils hurt you, right? You feel a pain in your tonsils. You may be catching some sort of, what do you call that? A virus or pathogen, whatever it is, and it holds it. A lump underneath your arm. That's what it's about. By a gland by your legs. That's what it's about. It holds that poison, but it cleanses itself. Well, there's something, I spoke about this already, pay attention to this one. But there's something called the glymphatic system. GLIM, the glymphatic system. And the glymphatic system can only kick in / come into play if you are able to sleep deep. When you sleep deep, the brains are now able to clean itself. Many of us can't even go through that because we ain't sleeping good. The inept foods that we put in our body not allowing us to sleep good. And many people don't understand that when you eat certain food late in the night, good night, good luck sleeping. Because when that insulin level raises and your pulse drop and your brain panic, it going on to release cortisol. And when cortisol is released to the body, good luck sleeping. You're counting sheep whole night. So the point I'm making here is, if you can't sleep deep, then the glymphatic system can't kick in. It won't be in motion, and then the brains cannot clean itself. So you're walking around like a zombie. You can't remember nothing. You walk inside you, and don't get me wrong, this happens to every one of us. I was looking for my sunglasses. I fly out from a vehicle thinking I'll leave my sunglasses home and run inside. As soon as I open the door, it dropped down on my forehead because I had it on my head. I'm not talking about the things like that. I'm talking about when you naturally can't function. Because sometimes it's the ability, the brain's ability to file a particular memory and a memory code that will have you doing that. But when you're walking around like a zombie, you can't remember nothing, you're half dead, you're sleepy, it's the food you eat in. You become lethargic, it's the food you eat in. So we need to pay attention to that. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm letting you all know, using botanical herb is going to put your body in a place of homeostasis, in vitro, which is the natural order in which the body is supposed to operate. When we were created with a pH balance. You know what a pH is? Potential hydrogen. We created with a pH balance from the Creator in our blood, a pH balance of 1 to 14, 7 being neutral, right? 7.45, 7.45, 7.53 is where we are supposed to be. When we shift away from that, problems. And how do you shift? By the type of food you eat. Your body consistently warns you. We get all these warnings consistently, but we just don't listen until it meets to a point, and then we run in. We run into the management, the sickness management center, because I'm not calling them no health center. I don't care who vexed with me. We run into the sickness management center and we put pressure on our nurses and doctors. Not even the doctors so much, with nurses. You're going to put pressure on them. Poor nurses running around there, up and down, and all inside they're making noise. Listen, anyway, let me leave that part. Let me leave that alone. Let me just leave that alone. Because you see, we like to abscond from responsibility. We don't like accountability. We don't like truth. We'll do anything to avoid it and duck it. Yesterday again, a brethren called me and he asked me about salt again. How can your body operate without salt? You cannot live without salt. Yet you have people telling you, and let me tell you something. Most diabetics, they tell them to come off salt because their blood pressure is high. Well, high insulin resistance or insulin sensitivity is a proxy for high blood pressure. 9 out of every 10 people that has insulin is going to have a high blood pressure. And they're telling them stay away from salt. You know what I'm going to do? Skyrocket your insulin even more. Because without the presence of salt in your body, that insulin buy you our real problems. Y'all need to listen to Mr. Johnson, a.k.a. RG, a little bit more. I don't know everything, but I know some things. And the things that I know, I talk about it very profoundly. Listen to your brother. Brother got a message. I ain't the messenger, you know. I'm the message. Hey, a brother asked me the other day. I have on one right now. I have on a pair of shoes that I pay $100 for. And he talk about brand. I said, pal, I don't wear a brand, brother. I am the brand. Just understand that. And don't come wrong with them kind of foolish talk there. And he's showing me Prada and all them stuff. All them dotishness there, brother. All them foolishness. And let me say that, because if my daughter hear me right now, she going and call me and blow me out. Because she's the one who would buy. Anytime you see me with a designer clothes, because my daughter buy it for me. I start wearing tight jeans. Well, this may not have nothing to do with my program. I just bring in a little humor into it. When I start wearing those close-fitted jeans, my daughter, I used to wear some baggy pants. My daughter come, Daddy, get with the life. Get with the life. So she bought these for me, these sets of jeans, and then I start wearing them. And that's it. The rest is history. But I'm just saying, We get too caught up in the wrong things. We give validation to the wrong things. And I said before, I wrote a status sometime last week, I think. Sometime last week. And I put, outside validation is emotionally cocaine. Or heroin. I just hope all you understand that. Love yourself a little bit more, folks. My time was winding down. Time on the air is winding down. It's my privilege and prerogative to be on this platform this morning, dispensating these type of messages to you. I hope at least I touch one person. As I always say, once I am able to impact one person, that's always worth it. Just understand this. I don't know everything, because he who knows not that he knows not. And he who think he know and he didn't know that he didn't know, he in trouble too. Again, thank you for the time. Thank you for your ears. Blessed love to everyone. In this life, we all need each other to be each other. Without each other, we are simply not each other. Before I get off, just have a few more seconds. Let me see if there's anybody else that, yes, I kind of figured out. The light orchids, brother. I see my cousin asked me something. RJ, any difference with white and common fowl eggs? Yes, great question. Let me say this real quick. Cuzzo, common breed eggs more potent, brother. If you look at it, the very look. However, even the other eggs, from a micro perspective, from your microbiome perspective, your mitochondria, they're still giving you power. But yes, common breed eggs, always better. And you will know it by just use common breed eggs, a couple raw ones in some things. Or you could throw it back. I don't know if anybody had a belly like me, but it has to be less than 7 days old. Right? And crack some of that. I just crack about 4 and throw it down the hatch. And tell me, magic in the house. So, great question, Dekazo. Big difference. It's more potent. So, good morning, Miss Delight Orchids. Good morning to you, my dear. Hope all is well. Right? And good morning to Corporal John. Blessed morning to you. Blessed morning to you. And blessed morning to my cousin Silbert. Sunday was beautiful. Good morning, Miss Nicole John Gordon. Miss Nicole Gordon John, good morning. And my brother Snipes, good morning. That big day is coming up, man. Brother Snipes, you're easy, you know. Snipes had the biggest harvest in Dallas. And I say that without apologies. My brother Snipes, loving the house, man. And to wife, the 6 of the 6 coming up, boy. I love it. So in this life, we all need each other to be each other. Without each other, we simply not each other. Am I my brother's keeper? Absolutely, I am my brother and my sister's keeper. We gotta love one another and respect one another. Until next time, people, this is your boy RJ. And listen, let me just say this real quick. I'll give me 2 seconds real quick. Listen, please stop calling me doctor. I'm not a doctor. The word docere is translated into teacher in Latin. Call me teacher, taking that every day. I'm not a doctor. I don't profess to be one. And I'm not saying those doctors out there are proud to be one, because they're good, especially the surgeons. Surgeon is next to God. They're good. But please call me teacher. Until next time, this is your boy, Mr. Johnson, a.k.a. RJ from Delhi Fort Tobago, Megan.
Of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Alloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Champlain, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on The Street 919 FM.